Hey guys, it's Will, the Vinyl Appreciation Society. You're watching 7 super underrated Ash songs. Ash is one of my favorite bands. They're from Northern Ireland, if you're unfamiliar, and they formed in the early 90s, and they were really popular throughout the 90s and early 2000s in the UK, especially in Japan. They had a couple #1 albums. They had some mild success in the US. They had a song in Rumble in the Bronx, I think, the Jackie Chan movie. They did like the end credit song to that, if you're familiar with that, and a couple other movies, so that might be how Americans would know them, if you're unfamiliar with hearing them on the radio and stuff like that. But they're one of my absolute favorite bands, like probably definitely top 10, probably top 5. I love this band. They play a type of music that's kind of grungy, kind of punky, very, very melodic. I read an interview with Tim Wheeler, who's the main songwriter and the vocalist and the guitar player once, in which he said that his two favorite bands were Nirvana and ABBA. And I don't know if that's still true. Obviously, people's influences change. But imagine what it would sound like if you combined like the heavier, faster side of Nirvana with ABBA. That's kind of what Ash sounds like. So here we go. Just jumping in at number 7, I have "Warmer Than Fire." This is a B-side. I think this is from the Free All Angels sessions. It was recorded in 2000 with Owen Morris, from what I was able to look up online. And so I think that would have been the Free All Angel sessions, which is their, I think that's their third full-length record. Really great album. So this song is kind of like a classic Ash, kind of like ballad, quieter song, but like very poppy, very melodic. It's a really good track, and this could very easily have been a single. And I think there are a couple songs that probably could have come off of Free All Angels. And if you put on maybe this song and like a few other of the really melodic B-sides, it would have been much more of like a pop album. But obviously I think what they were going for there was experimenting a little bit more with the sounds, and like there's some electronic sounds on that record and some heavier songs and stuff like that. So I love that record and I wouldn't want to change it. But this song, "Warmer Than Fire," is very melodic, definitely could have been a single, and it was relegated to the B-side bin, and because of that, to me, is a very underrated Ash track. Coming in at number 6, we have "Gallows Hill." So this is a B-side from the A to Z collection. So in 2010, Ash released a single every 2 weeks. So they did 26 singles in a year, rather than releasing a traditional album. They have their own studio, so they would go in, they would write the song, record the song, and put the song out. And they actually did way more than the 26 songs. So an additional EP came out of it called the Little Infinity EP, and then an album-length collection of B-sides, which I can't remember the name of off the top of my head, but this is this track, "Gallows Hill," is on that that collection of leftover tracks from the A to Z series. This is like a melodic, fast, like kind of grungy, punky song. The main riff would definitely remind you of like Nirvana or other kind of like stuff from that era that's influenced by punk, but is not like straight up punk music. And then it has a very catchy, like classic Ash chorus. I love this song. Highly recommended. "Gallows Hill." Number 5 on my list of underrated Ash songs, it's called "TRex." I believe this is from the 1977 sessions, which was their big breakout album. I think it's technically their second album. They put out an album called Trailer, which is called a mini album. In the US, it was expanded to be the length of a full album with extra tracks and B-sides and stuff like that. But in the UK, I think it was like an EP/mini album. But 1977 was their first #1 album. It had a bunch of big hits on it: Kung Fu, Girls from Mars, stuff like that. Girl from Mars, excuse me. And this is just like an awesome song. It's melodic, it's punky, it's like classic 90s Ash sound. And if you heard this song and didn't know that it was left off of the albums, I think you'd be really surprised, because it's a really strong track. I think it definitely could have been a single. It's called "TRex." Really awesome song. At number 4, we have "No Place to Hide." I think this again is from the Free All Angels session. This song reminds me a little bit of the lead-off track from Weezer's Green album, which I think is called "Don't Let Go." It's that kind of like, it's just like a couple chords, it's fast. It reminds me of the Ramones a little bit, but it's very much like an Ash song. It has like a classic kind of Ash melody to it and like energy to it. It's very upbeat, it's very sunny. And it's just like, it's really, really fun. It's like a really fun song to play at high volume, driving in the car, like when the weather is good outside, which to me is like the essence of Ash and what makes them so awesome. Coming in at number 3, "Stormy Waters." This is a B-side from the Wild Surf single. So Wild Surf is a song from Nuclear Sounds, which is Ash's, if you're counting 1977 as their first album, it's their second album. If you're counting Trailer as their first album, it is their third album. And this is actually, Wild Surf is a really good song too. And I heard a remixed, I think it was remixed and remastered version of that song that was way better than the album version. It sounded really, really good. And I like that album a lot. A lot of people don't dig that record. That's like their least favorite Ash song or Ash album. But I think that Nuclear Sounds has Ash's, maybe not like definitively best ballads, but I think some of their best quieter songs, like really, really strong songwriting, especially in those quieter songs. And this is a quieter song. and it's just really, really good. It has this really kind of beautiful melodic arpeggio over a chord progression. It's got kind of like heavier drums for a quiet song, and a really great, catchy chorus. Which is obviously, you hear me saying that again and again and again. That's like one of the most important kind of facets of their sound to me. So the track is Stormy Waters. At number 2, we have Let's Ride. This is an album track. I know I've been doing all B-sides so far. So this is on Kablamo, which was released, I think, in 2015. And it was their first album in a while, like 7 or 8 years maybe, because they did the A to Z project, right, which was a non-album project that took a few years. And so they hadn't released like a proper studio album, even though they had continued releasing music in a while. This is one of my all-time favorite Ash tracks. Like if somebody asked me to make them an Ash Spotify playlist or a mix or something like that, I would definitely put this on there. It has a heavy riff that kind of reminds me of the Meltdown era stuff where they were doing kind of like hard rock and like metal, but like classic hard rock and metal, not like, like extreme metal kind of stuff. And then just like a phenomenal chorus. Like, and I know I keep talking about this, but like the chorus of the song is so strong. And then the other thing that I absolutely love about this song is the guitar solo. If you're unfamiliar with Ash, Tim Wheeler is a phenomenal guitar player and extremely underrated as a guitarist. And he has a really great sense of melody on the guitar. He has a really great sense of structure in his solos and his lead parts, but he also is really technically skilled. And he'll do like finger tapping and like all these different techniques over the course of a solo, but it'll be like a short, punchy, brief melodic solo. It's just crazy. It's like Eddie Van Halen and Jay Mascis at the same time. And so the solo in this song is it has finger tapping in it, and it has like melodic stuff, and it's pretty short. So it's really awesome. This is a very punchy, fun, fast, heavy song. Like I said with one of the other tracks on this list, it's great for like playing full volume with your windows down in the car when the sun is shining. Great weather. It's an awesome track. It's called Let's Ride. And at number 1, perhaps a controversial choice, a cover. I know. I should do an original song at number 1. It's called Coming Around Again. It's a Carly Simon song. It's from the Little Infinity EP, which was released after the A to Z project. This song is just incredible, and it's not necessarily the song. Like, the song is fun and really catchy. What Ash does to this song is incredible. They make this kind of like poppy Carly Simon track into this like massive, epic, extremely moving rock song. The last 90 seconds of which are some of the best, maybe I shouldn't say the best objectively, but like subjectively speaking, my favorite guitar playing ever on a rock album. It's multiple guitars playing solos simultaneously in this epic, like shredding meltdown. It is just incredible. And to have this huge crescendo and one of Tim Wheeler's absolute best solos coming at the end of this Carly Simon song, it's almost like I was trying to describe this song to somebody, and it's like if a traditional song is like a roller coaster, right? It's building tension, going up and up and up, and then it goes down and it releases the tension. To me, this one is going up and up and up and up, and then it turns into a rocket ship and just like flies off into space. Like the ending is just insane. It just completely takes off. It's incredible. The track is called Coming Around Again. Like I said, it's a Carly Simon cover. It's on the Little Infinity EP. I'm going to put links to these tracks in the description of this video. If you are watching on YouTube, you'll be able to go and check them all out either on YouTube or Spotify or somewhere like that, because there's a lot of B-sides in here. I'm not sure if I can find them all in one place, but I'm going to try to and put them together for you. This has been 7 super underrated Ash songs. My name is Will. Please subscribe if you like this video. Leave us a comment below. Tell us what your favorite Ash songs are, what you think the most underrated Ash songs are, what other bands you think maybe we should do in this series, because we're going to try to do a lot of these videos because they're really fun. This has been Vinyl Appreciation Society, and we will see you next time.